it's Burgess Taylor, and we're going to go over one of the last parts for my hero's journey, my novel outlining hero. So, goal, motivation, and conflict. I'm going to link Arwen's video about that because she's actually done a video and she showed you the spread. Now, I did the cards for my protagonist and my antagonist. And I got, for the character for my protagonist, I got the High Priestess. And I think the High Priestess, when I looked at that, I thought that's where she's going to end up. That's her destiny. She is going to end up, she can access the realms of the unconscious. She can access the veil of awareness. She is extremely psychic, and she can help others do the same. That's what I got for the character. I didn't realize that she could help others do the same until I started pulling these cards and started looking at them. And I've gotten that card in prior reading using this. Now her goal is the Hanged Man. And that one kind of threw me for a bit of a loop. I was thinking, what? The Hanged Man? But in the very beginning of the novel, when she gets the call to adventure and everything goes on, she feels stuck. She feels like she can't make a decision. She's not sure of which way to turn. She at first refuses the call to adventure, and then she finds out that her girlfriend is cheating on her. She catches her. Then she has to go home. Well, when she goes back home to Harmony, she's feels even more stuck between a rock and a hard place, because she has never wanted to be a part of the witchy world, because to her the witchy business equates losing people that you love. It equates the hunters. She's afraid, and fear is her primary motivation for walking away from the witchy world. Now she feels stuck because she wants justice for her grandmother's death, for her parents' death, for her grandfather's death. She is feeling all kinds of just revenge feelings. But at the same time, the only way to do that is to get involved in the witchy business. That's what I got for the goal. She wants to get unstuck. She has to make a decision and stick to it. That she has to look at things from a different perspective and change a few things if she wants to do this. So she has, in order to get involved, to, to get revenge, to get justice. And at the time, she hasn't separated the two. She hasn't figured out that they're different. So for motivation, I pulled the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands looks like this. And when I looked at this card, he looks overwhelmed. He looks exhausted. There's a wall up. It's either separating him from others or it's protecting him. So the motivation I put, she's overwhelmed. She can't really access her powers because she's so overwhelmed. She really didn't want to be part of the witchy business, and she's fighting it. Internally, she's fighting it. She's put up this wall, and she realizes that the only way she can do this is, is if she can access her real powers, because she's denied them for so long. So she becomes determined, and then a spark happens with her powers, and she becomes hopeful, but she's exhausted trying to learn. The mentor's teaching her, but she's motivated. She is motivated to break down the walls no matter what and to get justice for her grandma. Now the conflict, I drew the Five of Swords, and he looks ominous. He is angry. He is defeated people. People are walking away, hunched over and looking defeated. So the conflict is that she has, because she walked away from the witchy business, there's two different things that I got from this. I got one for like more at the beginning of the book and one for like later on. She has, some of the people in her life have lost faith in her because she walked away from the witchy business. So she has to earn their trust again. And then the next part I got for the conflict for this was that She's going to, when the ally turns betrayer, when this happens, that's what I got from this. This is when he betrays them, I think. So she's betrayed by the ally, and other people now are feeling a little, they're not sure if she can pull this off. And I think that's another part of the conflict, is that now that somebody that they trusted, yeah, they don't have very much confidence in her. She's got to earn people's confidence. Not just because she's powerful and she's learning, but then what happens in the novels, when she heals the mentor, she gains her confidence back. They realize, because healing the mentor changes her. She goes from all about being in it for justice and revenge, and she hasn't separated the two yet, to realizing this is about more than her. This is about more than revenge for her grandmother. There are people's lives at stake, and so when she heals him at the cost of what might be her own life, things change. Internally for her, things change. So we're at this point now where the next would be the second goal. The second goal is the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups, people are waving, there's a family, there's happiness, they're waving at people as somebody goes off on a trip or while people are playing. I think their kids playing too, and he's looking up at the other way though. I think he was waving bye to somebody, so somebody's going somewhere. So the second goal is that she wants a happy family life, and her family is now what she has left of her family and the coven. That's what she wants. She's realized that this is her life now, that the witchy world is her life, that she is all about some witchy business, and she wants a happy life. She wants everything to be worked out, and that's her goal. That's her primary goal. Once she heals the mentor and she changes, that's her goal, is to have happiness and harmony and peace within the coven and within her family. So the motivation is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is a messenger. He's coming, and the messenger, which is the motivation, she gets that a message from her grandmother, not her grandmother, from her ancestor. She's in the dreamscape right after she heals the mentor. Well, right before she heals the mentor, an enemy comes into camp, but he's an ally, and he's who warns them about the traitor. And he comes bearing, so she's motivated. Somebody that she trusted, that was her friend, turned on her. So now she's even more, she's more motivated to stop the hunters, because they're turning people who are witches into hunters, and she's not down with that. Not down with that, because they know a lot about the witches, but other witches too, and this could end up being a lot bigger than the second conflict is the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles, when I pulled it, I was looking at it, but when I pulled it, it was upside down, which means it's reversed. And at first I was looking at it and I kept thinking, well, it's money. I don't know. But then I realized that things have been delayed. The mentors being hurt, things have been delayed by the dreamscape she ends up in. So instead of having an outright conflict right then and there, it becomes like a different kind of conflict. Instead of having, like, she gets the battle where he turns, the betrayer betrays them, and they end up in a small battle. It's a skirmish, really, but the mentor is hurt. And this card confused me a little bit. So I'm thinking it's the delay. She's anxious and she's waiting, and she wants to react. After she wakes up from the dreamscape, she wants to immediately react. And she's going to go about doing it all on her own. And I think that's kind of what I got, because if you look, there's a path with a doorway, And I think she's going to go about it alone. And which just makes sense because that's kind of what I have written. But what surprised me was when I pulled it for the antagonist. The antagonist, his character card was the Emperor. And he's an authoritative figure. He's tyrannical, he's domineering, and he wants to be in control of everything. So his goal is the King of Cups. His goal is to manipulate and control. He wants to be seen as king. He wants to be a king. That's his goal, is to be king. He wants to be the king. Okay? If he gets rid of all these really powerful witches and psychics and supernatural beings, then he can control, because he has some ability himself, and that's like one of the things that will build tension. He's a hypocrite. We go on to his motivation. His motivation is the Hierophant. And I just told you what that is. Hierophant, he's breaking the rules. He's breaking his own rules. He's rebelling against all that he stands for by actually going after these supernatural people and killing them, because he is actually his supernatural paranormal abilities himself, and he is a hypocrite. The conflict, his biggest conflict, when I pulled this card, his biggest conflict in the very beginning is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords would be the council of witches. It would also be people who are in power, which would have been the grandmother. It's one of the reasons he got rid of her. He used the witch to do that. He doesn't want to get his own hands dirty. He's not going to get his own hands dirty. The second goal is the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands, that guy is carrying one hell of a burden. He's got a long way still to go. But the Ten of Wands is, his goal, like I said, is to have others do the work for him. He's not carrying the burden himself. He's going to put it off on other people. Then he's not getting his own hands dirty, of course. Is the motivation, the second motivation. And the second motivation, I pulled the World. And I pulled this card before. And he literally wants to rule the world. He literally wants to rule the world. That is his motivation. The more he can get rid of other people who have supernatural and paranormal abilities, the better off he is, the more he will be in control. The last part is the second conflict, and I got the Ace of Chalices. Now, the cups represent more or less love, peace, harmony. So he is blocked. He's blocked by my protagonist, by the camaraderie with her allies, by the family bond with the people in the coven. Once she's changed, she is protected by all of that, and he is blocked. He can't get to her. No matter what he tries, he can't get to her. There can be things that happen, but he can hurt her, but he can't kill her. She's protected. That's part of the story. So that's it. I'm finishing up some things. God, I still need to clean, but I have to go get tires put on my car because I had to order them yesterday. I need 2 new tires. Yeah. I have a sports car, so the tires aren't cheap. So, yeah. Not a good thing. That's okay. I hope you guys have a good one. I will see you soon. And happy NaNoWriMo prep. And you have just a little bit of time left. 4 days. 4 days, y'all. 4 days. Thank you for watching. Bye.